Why didn't Russia attack Pakistan during their invasion of Afghanistan? Soviet troops in Afghanistan. The idea of attacking Pakistan would have been an idea the Kremlin knew was in essence attacking the CIA, which was operating out its safe haven in Pakistan. The largest covert war in the organization's history was orchestrated by the CIA from Pakistan. The Soviet Union, by launching a full-scale invasion, would have triggered a war with the United States directly, if it attacked Pakistan. However, a simultaneous attack by India from the east would have all but ended any stopping the invasion. The cooperation of India in this was not a given. The gamble would have come down to if the US was willing to escalate the war conventionally by opening another front. At the end of the day, it is likely that a limited conflict would have occurred elsewhere. It is unlikely it would have been Eastern Europe, though superficially it comes to mind first. Endangering US interests in Western Europe would have taken precedence. Before 1979 the US would have been able to launch an offensive via Iran, but after the ousting of the Shah of Iran in 1979 this possibility was removed. The likely second front the US would have used would have been China. The Soviet Union could however handle this potential attack. But the Soviet Union would end up playing its cards very conservatively in the Afghan war, and instead of destabilizing Pakistan the same way Afghanistan had endured via the cooperation of the US, Britain and Pakistan, it stood back and got mired in a war it could not win. Soviet armor moves along in Afghanistan 1979. Oddly, the USSR adopted a similar strategy to the US in Vietnam, where it did not fully do everything it could have to win the war. Instead it waged a war of occupation with limited intent to actually truly win. By the late 1980s the Reagan administration was looking the other way as Pakistan came closer to producing an atomic device via Chinese atomic proliferation. It would be the last time a conventional war could be won against Pakistan without the fear of atomic retaliation in some form. With such high stakes, it is incredible that the USSR waged a war for a decade without changing tactics. Yet, it does not stand alone. The US has now been present in Iraq for 17 years and Afghanistan for 19 years. It is in the process of handing power back to the Taliban in Afghanistan, and its role in Iraq is one which makes less sense every year. The same radicals who the US armed against the Soviet Union, later turned against the US, and today they are being handed back power. The geopolitical war against the USSR later became a war on terror, and later proved to be a war for resources, is now becoming a war which does not end. Having military superiority does not correlate to decisive victory on the ground.